Good morning, Vagabuddies. Welcome back. Day 2 in Udaipur. Our adventure across Rajasthan continues. Lots of VR stuff to do, lots of videos to shoot, and tons of adventures to be had. What are we up to today, bro?
We don't really know. I mean, there's a lot of cool stuff to see in Udaipur. Yesterday we hit the city palace and some of the major sites, but there's a lot of really cool back streets and some really cool bazaars. So I think we're gonna go to the spice market to start things off and then see where the day takes us. Chalo!
Let's go. One of the most exciting ways to do travel in India and transport is the rickshaw. It's ubiquitous with India. Tuk-tuk, rickshaw, same thing, different name. It's basically a motorcycle engine, small motorcycle engine, lawnmower engine on a three-wheeler. They're usually covered, they have seats in the back, and it's the local form of transportation and taxi. Super fun way to get around. Interesting way to kind of like take in the city too, because there's really no barrier between you and the outside world. Just taking a ride and watching people do their daily chores and work is one of the coolest things about traveling here.
So we just got to the spice market. In Hindi, masala means spice, bazaar means market. The first place we've been pulled into is the tobacco merchant. He's showing us some Indian cigarettes. They're called Blvds. You might see them. They're just basically leaf tobacco with a little bit inside. And he's showing us what they smoke here. It's kind of funny.
Well, I would have to say that in all of my travels, India has to be the most photogenic country I've ever been to. There's just a million stories unfolding around you at all times, and there's just the most incredible photo ops, especially if you're into portrait photography like I am. There's just a photo literally everywhere you look, happening at all times. So it's kind of overwhelming, especially trying to capture it all. Just going through memory sticks and batteries like nobody's business, but having so much fun doing it. What I really love though is like these beams of light, like right here. When you're walking through the buildings, you just get these sharp beams of light and shadow, and they make for super dramatic, awesome photos. Whoa, what is this, you guys?
Sugar. That's sugar. So back in the day, when I used to work in India, I worked in a sugar company, basically helping sugar farmers get access to credit, but I ate a lot of this. Here in India, the sugar is basically taken from sugar cane, which is grown in the south of India. It's pressed into a juice, and then it's dried into these big clumps like this, and then sold. Sugar is used all throughout Indian cooking. Indians have the highest sugar consumption in total in the world because they use it in everything from tea to curries. And yeah, it's just bought and sold here in the market like this. It's pretty tasty.
Harv, what are these little guys right here? They kind of look like a meringue or something.
Yeah, so these are like, they grind sugar, they mix it with water, and they make these kind of things. These are called batashas.
Is that a dessert?
Kind of dessert. They generally use it when they are doing puja or something, or generally in marriages. So that's when they use it. You want to try it?
Yeah. So puja, for those of you who don't know, is when in the Hindu religion they make offerings to different gods and spirits, and they do that by giving food into these little shrines, like either at their house or on the street. So I guess the gods like these little sugar treats?
Yep.
What are these things called again?
Batasha.
Batasha. Mmm. So we've been in search of a water bottle around here, and this kind gentleman has brought some water. Thank you. From Mark. Mark is actually gonna drink that. He's sterilizing it with a SteriPen, so it should be good in theory, but I'm happy with not pooping my pants for the next 2 weeks here in India, so I'm not gonna drink it.
It's very rude to refuse gifts from your hosts, and
I think it's rude to just blatantly put like a chemical light cleaner inside it right in front of them. You know, it's like either drink it immediately and be courteous, or just courteous say no.
Yeah.
But you don't take it and then clean it because it's too dirty.
we explained to him that we have very weak stomachs in the West, and therefore we have to sanitize it.
But you gotta drink it, Mark.
All right.
AKA thank you for your water, it's dirty.
Drink all of it.
It tastes good.
Okay, your turn.
Pass!
Okay, we'll be good. We'll be good.
पलकों में बन के आंसू तू चली आती है जुदा के भी
Rajasthan, we are in a desert, but in the south of India, especially Tamil Nadu, there is so much rain from the monsoon. It's one of the most fertile places in the world. So much that they get 3 harvests of rice a year, which, you know, if you know anything about farming, is a lot. It's incredibly fertile, and that's why India, for centuries, millennia really, has just been the breadbasket of the world. What always fascinates me is the origins of common ingredients that we take for granted these days in cooking from around the world. India has exported tons of things, like I said, all these spices, from common pepper all the way up to coriander. But they've also imported stuff in recent centuries, like potatoes are an integral part of Indian cooking, as are chilies. But as we learned last time, in the last series from Peru, both those 2 ingredients come from the Andes and were brought here by Spanish and Portuguese traders back in the day. But they've integrated themselves into Indian cooking, and now modern Indian cuisine is a global cuisine, which continues to influence and be influenced from other cuisines around the world.
All right, well, we were down here in the spice market and we met some new friends, new Vagabrothers, checking out our video from Dublin. Awesome. All right, well, we have continued our exploration of Udaipur. We hopped in a rickshaw. We drove across the bridge to the other part of the city. It's like a little peninsula here. It looks like they're running ferries and taxis and stuff, but it's just a beautiful view of the city palace over there and the lake palace over there. And we're gonna explore. There's some ghats over here. There's an entirely new section of the city that we haven't been in. And we're gonna do a bit of location scouting and see where the afternoon takes us.
This building right here is a historic haveli. Haveli is a Hindi word for basically like a mansion. It's like where not necessarily the royal families, but wealthy elites would live. And a lot of them have been converted into hotels. So this one's a beautiful place. It has a nice pool right here, some fountains, and obviously an unparalleled view of the lake palace and the city palace. So I think it's time for some lunch. We've been recommended a place down the street from our friends we met on the train. So let's go eat some food. How's the food look, guys?
So
It
good.
looks amazing.
Oh man.
And, whoa, sorry.
The view.
Cheese now.
Okay, so we just got our last VR shot of the day and the last VR shot here of Udaipur. It's gonna be a great video. If you haven't seen our last video from Peru in 360 Machu Picchu tour, you should go check that by clicking the card right up here. Either way, I'm gonna be sad to leaving Udaipur. It's an awesome spot. It truly is the Venice of India. Me, Marco Polo, I love Venice, so we'll be coming back here soon.
You gotta love places like this where old and new just blend together so well, and where you have incredible views and incredible stories unfolding all around you at all times. But the sunset's pretty amazing right now, so we're just gonna sit down and take it in. All right, ladies and gentlemen, another amazing day in Udaipur has come to a close. We're back up here at the Natural View restaurant, taking in the scenery and enjoying ourselves.
Tomorrow we go to Jodhpur, that's the blue city. You're gonna love it, it's awesome, so stay tuned for the rest of our trip through Rajasthan. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, share it with your travel buddies, subscribe to Vagabrothers, and turn on notifications if you have not already.
In the meantime, remember, stay curious, keep exploring, and we will see all of you on the road. Peace.
Namaste.
Namaste.